we had mentioned that the Rambam makes a distinction here in this this category and this category. These two types of people missed Pesach Rishon. These ones are shogeg or nanas. Shogeg means made some sort of mistake, didn't understand what he was doing, so he didn't do Korban Pesach, or he was forced into the situation. He was imprisoned, had to go to the doctor. I don't know, child's giving, it's his birth of his child, whatever it is. He was in a situation he couldn't get to Korban Pesach. And then came chance for the second Pesach. Bemazed, he didn't do it, just didn't try. How do you bemazed neglect to do something? You don't try, as we pointed out. So these type of people, according to the Rambam, suffer kareth. Whereas these type of people who were tamer derech kaf for the first Pesach, means that's a type of onus, basically. These types, so they're in the same boat to begin with on the first Pesach, but then comes the second Pesach. Once again, they make no attempt to offer Pesach Sheni. They are exempt from any punishment. They don't get kares. So these types do get kares according to Rambam. These types don't. That's what the Rambam says is the Chiddush over here. Aval misha tami lo asar rishon afal pishe zid bashini ino chayav kareth. Why? Because Rambam says here shekvar niftar b'Pesach rishon min kareth. The fact that he missed Pesach Rishon because of being contaminated or far away, that was good enough. These people missed Pesach Rishon because they were some other excuse. It's an excuse, but not good enough. So they don't enjoy this dispensation. That's according to the Rambam. So, and then we gave this over here. We mentioned this. This is what's considered the person who's Mezid. Mezid Barishon. Here's the Ravid. Ravid's going to ask a question about the inconsistency of the Rambam. He doesn't like the fact that the result in this box is different from the result in this box. Okay, the first box here and this box over there, there shouldn't be such a contradiction. Let's see what the Ravid says. That's I put it in red. So the Ravid outside says just like a person has a patur over here for whatever reason, say this box over here, you should have a similar patur over here. And it doesn't matter to him why a person missed the first Pesach, whether it's an anus or a shkaga, or he was tamei or far away, and he was mazed the second time around, was we could see in this box and this box. The point is that once he missed this first one and he had some sort of excuse, he should not be liable to kares. Let's read what the Ravid says. Lamar Avraham, Shanazeh b'mishnato kirebi. First of all, this statement over here, Misha Shagago Nenas Lukri Bashon Hazid, that box over here, and Loyim Hazid Basecond. This is this first category over here. That the Ravid says is like Rebbe in the Mishnah. Rabbi Nassim Rabbi Chanina ben Akiva Pligi. But it's also an argument. There are two Tanaim who disagree with him. What does it say? Tom Rabban Chayav Koreth Al Rishon Chayav Koreth Al Sheni Divri Rabbi. It says in the Brisa that he's liable to excision for missing the first one, and liable for excision for missing the second one. That's what Rebbe says. Rabbi Nathan Omer Chayav Koreth Al Rishon Fatur Al Sheni. He's only to be hit with excision for missing the first Pesach, but not for missing the second. And Rabbi Chanina ben Akiva says, Af al Rishon eno chayav kareth. Elim kain lo asa sheni. He should not be held liable for missing the first Pesach, unless he also did not make the second Pesach. They are consistent in their reasoning why they say the Tanya, it says in different brisa. Let's say you had a convert. He's converted between the two Pesachs. First Pesach, he's not obligated because when Am Yisrael was doing it, he was a Gentile. But he has conversion of Rosh Chodesh Iyar, let's say. And now those who had missed Pesach Sheni of Am Yisrael are getting ready for Pesach Sheni. As Pesach Rishon, they're getting ready for Pesach Sheni. So what is this fellow's status? Is he obligated to bring Pesach Sheni? Person became bar mitzvah between the two Pesachs. We say, well, he missed Pesach Rishon, he's obligated to bring Pesach Sheni, or say there was no obligation, came for his Pesach, so he's not required to bring Pesach Sheni. What do we say? So this opinion says he should bring Pesach Sheni. That's according to Rabbi Yehuda Nasi. Rabbi Nathan Omer, Kol shezakuk lo rishon, zakuk lasheni. Anybody who needed to do the first Passover would have to do the second Passover in certain circumstances. Kol shein ein zakuk l'rishon, ein zakuk l'sheni. It's a person who's not required to do the first Pesach is not required to do the second, which means that the fellows in this boat, the ger and the bar mitzvah boy, no, they don't need to do Pesach Sheni. But my company palge, what is the root of their dispute? Rabbi Savar Sheni Regel B'fnei Asmo. Rabbi says that the second Pesach is its own holiday, its own pilgrimage unto itself. Rabbi Nathan Savar Sheni Tashlumin Derishonhu. Rabbi Nathan says that the second holiday is a makeup for the first one. It has no independent existence. So it says Tikunei l'Rishon lo matkile. Okay, and repair for the first one it doesn't do. That means if it's its own tashlumin, it's not repairing for it. It's a tashlumin. It's not necessarily a fix. Rabbi Chanina ben Akiva Savar Sheni Takanta the Rishonu. He holds not like Rabbi Nassan that it's not exactly like Rabbi Nassan says. It's a fix, not a tashlumin. Fixes things. Okay, but you see that Rabbi Savar Sheni regel b'fnei atzmahu. Rabbi Nassan says Sheni, it's a tashlumin. It's actually connected, and Rabbi Chanina agrees with that premise. It's connected, but doesn't call it tashlumin. It says takanta of the first. Ushloshtan mikra chadarshu, and the three of them actually derive this from the same verse. Okay, three different conclusions from one verse. The person who was pure and wasn't far away from the place of the temple, so there's no excuse to miss Korban Pesach. Rabbi Savar, the Chadal Azot Pesach, v'nichirta delo avad barishon, says the verse he reads it says he's already on the hook for kares because he missed the first Rishon, the first Pesach. Inami Korban Hashem lo yikri b'moado. Okay, or could be also that he's hit with kares because he didn't bring God's korban in the proper time. Ravi continues, Hazid Basheni. First, he explained what this means, why he would, why the Rambam holds this, and showing that Rambam is actually taking sides in the dispute. Here's the main Ravid. He says here, Omer Avram Achshav Soter Devarav. The Rambam is contradicting himself. Umayishna Tameh V'derech Rekoka V'Hazid Basheni Mishogego Ne'enas Brishon V'Hazid Basheni. Why should this row and this row be any different? It's a good question. If this fellow gets off, because, well, yes, he did miss the Pesach Sheni. He did care to try to do it, but he had an excuse originally. So he's not hit with kares. So to this fellow, shouldn't be no halachic difference, even though the shogeg and nanas are not explicit in the verse. They're similar in their nature to a person who was a tamei or a derech chokah. It's a good question of the Ravid. The result is they say, the name of the Ravid, that therefore the Ravid will put in this category over here, patur. Rashi, which we're not going to get into now, but it's also in that daf in Pesachim, seems to imply that no, just like this fellow over here is chayav kares, he was a shogeg and nenas, he didn't bring the Pesach rishon, and for the second one, didn't even try, so that's a form of a zadon on his part, and he's hit with kares. So too, in this category also, he missed the first Pesach rishon for being tamer derech chokah, and the second Pesach he didn't even try. So he's also chayav kareh. So we have three different opinions how to do this. Like I said in previous times, what will be the halacha? That's up to a Sanhedrin to decide. Like I said, there are people calling themselves the Sanhedrin today, so they've totally changed around the rules. They're saying apparently there's even a chance to do Pesach Sheni in this type of year, even though that wasn't Pesach. But then again, if they are the Sanhedrin, whoever the Sanhedrin is, they have the right to decide this, and that's their job. The Sanhedrin's job is to decide these major questions and actually give people practical guidance right then and there.